Well, good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Wilson Logistics Arena and tonight's Arena League football action here on the Arena League Football Network. My name is Tom Ladd. What a game we have for you tonight. The undefeated, top-ranked Kansas City Goats taking on the Ozarks Lunkers. What a great matchup this one is. The top offensive team in the league taking on the top defensive team in the league. That's right. The Goats come in averaging 71 points a game, while they give up 50.75 per game. Meanwhile, the Lunkers are averaging 53, but they only give up 43 points a game this season. Goats are 4-0, while the Lunkers come in with a record of 2-1 this season. The other two teams in the league, Duluth and Iowa, playing tonight in Minnesota. The Duluth team is 1-2, while the Iowa Woo are 0-4 on the season. We got a heck of an offensive matchup tonight. When you look at the Goats, they come in with some gaudy offensive numbers. Number one, they've got two really good quarterbacks in Josh Hollins and Rakeem Cato. Those two guys lead the league, believe it or not, on the same team, but they lead the league in touchdown passes thrown at 18 and 15 respectively. That's 1 and 2 in the league. But the most exciting player in the league so far through 4 weeks is Boo Smith. There's no doubt about that. Boo Smith has caught 390 yards worth of passes this year. That's number one in the league. Also has caught 13 touchdown passes. He has 16 total touchdown passes this year. And just to throw it out, he's also the defensive player of the week in the Arena League. Last week he had 3 interceptions and 3 defensive touchdowns. How about that? You throw out the offensive numbers, and then he gets the defensive player of the week in the conference. So Boo Smith's definitely a guy to keep an eye on for the Kansas City Goats in this one. For Ozark, again, pretty good defensive squad. They're led, and they've got several guys that have put up pretty good defensive numbers, but they do have a player that is also named Defensive Player of the Week, Josh Evans, who's a local product to the Ozarks area. He's from Pleasant Hope, played his college football at SBU. He had 5 tackles, 1 for a loss last week, and 3 sacks in the contest. So he is the reigning Defensive Player of the Week for the Lunkers as the Goats are making their way onto the field. And we will have our pregame ceremony coming up here from, again, the Wilson Logistics Arena. This is the home of the Ozarks Lunkers. This facility, brand new this year. Matter of fact, this game was switched from Kansas City to Springfield, and they had to do a very quick turnaround from dirt in the arena last night at this time to get the arena set up for Lunkers football. They got the turf and the walls set up and ready to go, and the crowd is spilling into the arena now. Probably won't be as big a crowd as we've had the first 2 games here in Springfield, but again, they'll show up and they'll show out how the enthusiasm is for the Arena League in the Springfield, Missouri market. But the Goats on the field, again, 15-man roster. They've got a few players that have come on. It's a taxi squad. They are here. They're set and ready to go, and the Lunkers will make their way onto the field. We'll have our national anthem, the starters, the opening coin flip, and there you see the lights coming on. And we'll have the announcement of the home team coming on to the field. We'll let you hear that as we go along here as well from our PA announcer at Wilson Logistics Arena. Well, waiting for the Lunkers to make their way out of their locker room, and they are soon to be coming out. We'll have the announcement of the players soon as the Goats are already on the field. The lights are back on, and again, they wait for the team to come out of the locker room. So, little jump there on the starting lineups and the teams being announced here at Wilson Logistics Arena. We're talking about this arena. Beautiful. Seating normally 6,300, but for football, more like 4,300. Upper level about 2,800. It's located at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds in Springfield. It's a 100,000 square foot facility with trade shows, sporting events. They had dirt in here last night. Some bowls in here, horse shows. They've got a bar and grill, which seats 130. 3 concession stands. They also have a VIP area, private for about 300 people. So that's the Wilson Logistics Arena, brand spanking new this year. And now the Lunkers making their way out of the locker room.
All-American hero with the 0, and he's a big man. Welcome, L. Tyser. From the University of Louisville all the way to Missouri State, linebackers beware, because this man will run through your soul. Make some noise for running back, Mr. Won't Be Tackled, wearing number 1, Tobias Little. Southwest Baptist University record holder for the most career receiving yards and touchdowns. Hands that can catch anything. They call him KP. Give it up for number 3, Kendrick Payne. Anchoring the center of our defense, the hardest hitting linebacker in the league, from North Kansas City, number 9, the Hispanic Titanic, Craig Travis. Joining the Lunkers this year from Tampa, Florida, is the 6'2", Southern Miss Phenom, Mr. Fantastic, number 4, Chris Scruggs Jr. Wearing number 11, former Texas A&M Commerce and Rice University quarterback, the Dallas, Texas native, Marquis Smalls. He's back from Germany and finally home. The Ozarks native played his ball at Rogersville High and then on to Missouri State. Repping the 417, number 5, Barack Carter. Introducing next, former wide receiver for the nationally ranked Queen City Insane Asylum, the man who can do it all. They call him Mr. Swiss Army Knife. Number 13, welcome Ronnie Bertelsmeyer. Wearing number 7, from Marked Tree, Arkansas, and a Missouri State alumni, it's Darius Ivy Daniel. Next up, the two-way evangel, All-American 40-meter dash record holder, and Mr. Boys and Girls Club. Give it up for number 8, the General, Edward Sands. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 250 pounds, he cannot be stopped. It's number 10. They call him the Vanilla Gorilla, Jackson Mitchell. From Kansas City, Missouri, the Pitt State alumni and defensive powerhouse, it's number 6, Jalen J.J. Jones. Evangel alumni and defensive powerhouse, ain't no sunshine when he's gone. It's number 15, Josh Evans. Introducing now from the deepest parts of Eldon, Missouri, the Mustang man can't stop, won't stop, up before the sun and watches it set, your wild, screaming, high-flying, straight-shooting son of a gun. Hey, here's number 18, Ren Moneybags Rodriguez. And finally, forged in the fires of Hillcrest High School, refined in the halls of Missouri State, the most elusive and explosive player you've ever seen. They call him Shady, Himmy Hendrix, or even Himothy. But tonight we call him number 2, the Matt Rush.
That doesn't even make sense.
And this is your head coach of the Ozarks Lunkers, Cam Bruffett, followed by his assistant coaches, Zach Troutman, Jimmy Strong, Justin DeFries, Lee Howard, and Cody Kynes.
So you heard the Ozarks Lunkers and their roster being announced before the crowd here. We'll have our national anthem coming up, and we'll let you witness that here as well as we get set for the broadcast here on the Arena League Network and Me TV coming up as well.
Director of North Point Church, the Nixa campus, Tony Backus. Trey Backus. Fans, please rise as he delivers the invocation for tonight's game.
Amen. Please pray with me. Father, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for this opportunity. We pray for all these gifts and these opportunities that as we play, that these players can use their gifts to glorify you in every which way. Father, we pray for protection over the players, the coaches, the referees, and the fans in tonight's game. Father, we thank you for all of this in your name. Amen.
You ready to just go right into it?
And fans, we ask you to please remain standing for our national anthem as the Ozarks Lunkers bring to the arena Elizabeth Evers from Kabul, Missouri. Elizabeth is a musical theater graduate from College of the Ozarks. She's performed at Sight and Sound Theater and at many events around Missouri with her classically trained operatic voice.
At the
Our national anthem prior to the start of this one tonight here on the Arena League Network, MeTV. Good evening. My name is Tom Ladd. What a match we have for you tonight. The Kansas City Goats taking on the Ozarks Lunkers. Two best teams in the league going at it here tonight. You've got the top offensive team in the Goats averaging 71 points a game. They give up 51. Meanwhile, the Lunkers come in. They score 53, but they only give up 43 points a game. This season, the Goats have beat Duluth 77-52. They scored 91 in a 91-56 win on the road at Iowa. Then they beat Iowa again 58-38 at home. And then last week, they nipped Duluth 58-57. For the Lunkers, they beat Iowa at home 69-40 to start the season, had a bye in week 2, lost to Duluth at home in week 3, 44-38 on a last-second play, and then beat Iowa on the road 52-46. Players, captains, the officials at midfield, and again, it's a 50-yard field. 25-yard line is where they line up here, and we'll have the opening coin toss for this one tonight to determine who gets the ball first to start this one. High-scoring football, no kicking in the Arena League. White hat talking it over here. He flips the coin. That's Byron Pearson. Talking with the captains here, trying to decipher what they have to say. So it looks like Lunkers will receive to start this one out. It looked like Kansas City won the toss, declined for the second half. And they decided they'll take the ball in the second half. So here we go, folks. Little 6-on-6 football at Wilson Logistics Arena. They call it the tackle box. And we're just about set for this one. Hope you enjoy it on MeTV and the Arena League Network. The Goats in their white uniforms, all white, light blue numerals and lettering, while the Lunkers are in the dark blue uniforms, and they've got the gray numbers, and we're just about set. We'll have a opening throw-off, which means the Goats will throw it downfield to the Lunkers to start this game off. We'll get to see the offense led by the Lunkers quarterback, Marquis Smalls, 6'3", 210-pounder. Smalls this year has thrown for 580 yards. That's number 2 in the league right now. He is 44 of 62 for 580 yards in 3 games. His key receiver is Kendrick Payne. He's caught 15 passes, 218 yards. Chris Scruggs Jr., 13 receptions, 161 yards, and 5 TDs. And then you've got the trio of Ronnie Bertelsmeyer, Matt Rush, and Tobias Little offensively as well. Set to throw the ball away for the Goats in his own end zone is Angelo Trujillo. Played at St. Mary, California, 6'2", 195 pounds. And Bertelsmeyer is deep for the Lunkers. Bertelsmeyer this season, he has returned. He's really done a great job. 48 returns for 275 yards and 3 TDs. He's back at his own goal line. Trujillo ready to go. There's the whistle. Hope you enjoy this one tonight in Springfield, Missouri. There's the throw. And a whistle will stop it right away as we get started. We'll see what happens here. Looks like they may have to do it again. So the throw-off will take place again here. So they do this at the beginning of each half and after touchdowns. No kicking. Again, it's a 50-yard field. Trujillo ready to go. Steps into it, tosses it downfield. Bertelsmeyer picks it up at his own goal line. Goes to his left, still on his feet, cuts outside, and he's tripped up at the 19-yard line, and that's where the Lunkers will take it. 1st and 10, and again, we will see the Lunkers offensive unit. They are paced by the quarterback, Marquise Smalls. Smalls, 3 games, 71% completion rate, 580 yards, 12 TDs, 4 interceptions. He's in the backfield by himself. Snap back. He pitches to his left. This is Rush. Rush passes back to Smalls. Smalls on his feet, has got some running room, and gets it across midfield to the 24-yard line. So Rush going down, flips it back to Smalls, and Smalls gets it across midfield, and that'll be a gain of right at about 7. So Smalls, who doesn't run much, but he did that time. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Lunkers. Pitch back to Smalls, rolls to his right, looking, throws it. It is caught at the 15, into the wall, and down there. Caught by Chris Scruggs, and that'll be a 1st down. Gain of 10 on the play. 1st and 10 for the Lunkers. Football at the Goats 15-yard line. Motion man coming forward. Here's a pass. Right side, and in for the score is Chris Scruggs from 15 yards out. The Lunkers get on the board first. 15-yard touchdown to Scruggs. The Lunkers, looks like they're going to go for 1 here. The ball at the 5-yard line. Going for 1. Motion man coming in. The throw is intercepted. Intercepted by the Goats. This is Murray with the interception, and he'll be down across midfield. So the 1-point conversion, no good. But the Lunkers do take a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter. And that is a 31-yard drive capped off by that 15-yard touchdown pass from Smalls to Scruggs. Scruggs this year now is 6 touchdown pass. And now we'll have a throw-off by the Lunkers to the Goats, and we're going to see this high-powered offense firsthand here in the opening quarter. Usually throwing the ball for the Lunkers. Lunkers will have Jones throwing the ball downfield at his own goal line. And Daquan Dudley from Carson Newman will be the return man here for the Goats. 6-0 our score here in the opening quarter, 12:37 to play. Here's the throw downfield. It is short. Bounces, and that means the Goats will take it at midfield. Flag thrown. Didn't quite make it all the way. So the Goats will get it. 1st and 10 on the penalty at midfield. And now we're going to see this high-powered offense of the Goats. And their starting quarterback, Rakeem Cato from Marshall University. Guy threw for over 14,000 yards in his college career. Boo Smith in motion to give. Trying to get outside on the sweep. Nothing going on there for James Harden. Matter of fact, a loss of about 3 on the play for Harden. Cato with Harden to his right. Snap back. Cato goes middle of the field. It is caught there. That is Boo Smith. And he will pick up about 7 yards on the first completion of the game. Boo Smith. This guy, 37 receptions coming in, 390 yards and 12 TDs. He is the Goats' go-to player. Snap back. Cato rolls to his right, throws it deep downfield. It is incomplete. No flag on the play. Lots of contact in the end zone. Good defense there. Converged quickly, did the Lunkers in the defensive secondary. And it's going to bring up a 4th and 5 here for the Goats. Are going to go for it. They spread it out. Back to Cato. He'll throw it in tight. It is caught and enough for the first down. That is Smith again from 7 yards, a first down. And the Goats' drive continues here. Sure-handed receiver, Boo Smith, played at Mizzou. He's a Ray Peck High School grad. Snap back, Cato looking, goes short. That's the center with the reception. And a gain of about 6 on that pass. Short game, nothing wrong with that. Moving it downfield, that's what they want to do. Brings up a 2nd and 4 now for the Goats. Cato sends man in motion to his right. Now he rolls to his right, looks in the end zone, and it is caught. Caught by Ryan Martinez from 9 yards, but there's a flag on the play. Flag in the backfield. Looked like a 9-yard touchdown reception. We'll see what they say here. And it appears it's going to go against the Goats, so holding is going to be the call. Holding is the call, says the white hat. So it drops him back. And they've got some distance to make up here on 2nd and 14. Smith in motion. They're going to go for him. He makes a one-handed grab at the 10-yard line, pulls it in, and is dropped there. So a gain of 11 for Boo Smith. Cato's gone the distance at quarterback. 3rd and we'll call it 6 for the Goats. They march down the field. Cato steps up. He throws it short. There's Smith again at the 5-yard line. That could be enough for a first down. Very close. They do say he got enough for the first down. So Smith has been the man. Here's the carry. Harden gets it to about the 1-yard line. His 2nd carry of the game. Picks up 2 there. Very close to a timeout coming up after the play. Here's a throw into the end zone for the touchdown. And that is Boo Smith from 2 yards out. So a touchdown by Cato to Smith. And right now we're tied up. 2-yard pass. Cato to Smith. They're going to go for one. They throw it in the end zone, and it is caught. Caught for the 1-point conversion, makes it 7-6. Kansas City on top. So we have a 7-6 score with 8:16 to play. We'll take a break here. This is the Arena League on MeTV.
Be it rain or gusting wind or whatever Mother Nature throws you, when there's fish to be caught, nothing will stand in the way. Bass Pro Shops Guideware features Gore-Tex technology with the protection you need from the elements, so you can stay on the water and catch the big ones. The all-weather, all-performance Bass Pro Shops Guideware. Be it rain or gusting wind or whatever Mother Nature throws you, when there's fish to be caught, nothing will.
We're back at the Tackle Box in Springfield, Missouri. Wilson Logistics Arena. My name is Tom Ladd. 7-6 our score. The Goats on top of the Lunkers. And another throw-off for the Goats here. Once again, this is Angelo Trujillo throwing it downfield. Bertelsmeyer waits inside the 5. He catches it right at about the 4, tries to get outside. He does, and he'll be pushed into the wall at about the 17-yard line, where the Lunkers will take over. 1st and 10. So the difference here is a made 1-point conversion, a pass by the Goats. Lunkers take over their second possession of the game. With their quarterback, and he's got running back behind him. That is Matt Rush. He may be a motion man here. Let's see what he does. Smalls will bark out the signal, but a whistle blows first. Flag, delay of game. There is a 20-second play clock, and the Lunkers were not aware of it there. 20-second play clock when the ball is set by the officials. We play 4 15-minute quarters. Running clock stops only for penalties, injuries, change of possession, touchdowns, turnovers. So a penalty there. Lunkers will get it. There's motion man. Back it goes into the end zone. And getting that ball away is Rush, and he was being heavily defended in the end zone. Nearly a safety against the Lunkers, but Rush did get it away. So it'll be 2nd and 15 now for the Lunkers. Smalls in the backfield by himself. Motion man from right to left. They pitch forward. This is Tobias Little on the carry, and he'll be stopped. Positive gain there for Little of 3 yards. But it'll bring up 3rd and 12 now for the Lunkers. They say 3rd and 13. Pretty close. Snap back to Smalls. Looks downfield. He's going to throw it deep. It's got a man, and it's incomplete, intended for Matt Rush. Being defended on the play by Brian Murray. And it'll bring up 4th down. And we'll see what the Lunkers do. They may surrender here. You can surrender on 4th down. And that's what it looks like the Lunkers will do. They'll surrender. The opposing team takes over at the 15-yard line, so that's exactly what's going to happen. The Lunkers surrender. So the Goats get it at their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10. They lead this one 7-6. Clock rolling here. Again, the quarterback is Rakeem Cato. Cato, 6 foot, 181. He gets a snap, throws it deep downfield. Smith, he is bumped, and there's a flag. Bumped at about the 5, and that's going to be interference against the Lunkers. Looking for Boo Smith going deep. So that'll push the Goats all the way downfield on a big penalty there. 1st and goal. Told you Smith would be tough to handle. Lightning quick. Boo, 6 foot, 150 pounds. Again, played at Mizzou after a all-state prep career at Ray-Pec in the Kansas City area. See what the Goats do here. Cato, they set up in tight. So this looks like a running play here. They put the football at about the 3. In the backfield for the Goats is Ryan Martinez. Cato throws it, and it's nearly picked off by the Lunkers. Nearly picked off by Brock Carter from Rogersville High School, and he had nobody in front of him had he picked that off. Incomplete pass there, 2nd and goal. Here's the give to Harden, and Harden is pushed back. Back to the line of scrimmage he got. 3rd and goal here for the Goats. Pretty good defensive stand so far. Martinez goes to his right. Back to Cato, looking into the end zone. He throws it high, and it is caught. They threw it up high to Ryan Martinez, and he catches a 3-yard scoring strike for the Goats. And they're going to go for 1 again, it appears. Here's Cato going short. It is caught, and that is good. 14-6 now. Kansas City on top of the Lunkers here. So they've capitalized on a couple of one-point conversions. .41 yards passing now and 2 TDs for Cato. Smith and Martinez each catching a pass. And the Goats lead this one by a touchdown. And they'll throw it away. We're in the first quarter, 3:49 to play. Lunkers going to try to get some offense going here in the first half. Once again, Trujillo, the 6'2", 195-pound Californian, will throw it downfield for the Goats. Ronnie Bertelsmeyer inside his own 5. There's a throw. A good one. Bertelsmeyer picks it up. He's coming back the other way. Tries to get outside. Does. Cuts in. And is dropped at about midfield. So good return by Bertelsmeyer. He'll get it on the Kansas City side of the field this time. At the 20, looks like 22-yard line, where the Lunkers will take over 1st and 10. Got to keep pace. Boy, you got to score with this Goats team. High-powered squad. They average over 70 points a game. Number 1 scoring offense in the Arena League. Smalls takes a snap, rolls to his left. He's going to throw it downfield, wide open, and an easy score for Kendrick Payne from 22 yards out. Easy score there. Kendrick Payne with the touchdown. And they're going to go for 2. So the Lunkers will go for 2. They set the ball at the 10-yard line. Means they're going for 2 here. Motion man. Snap back to Smalls. Looking into the end zone. He's going to fire it, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion by Chris Scruggs. So we have a 14-14 tie here in the first quarter. Quick touchdown strike by the Lunkers. Ties this one up. The 2-point conversion is good as well. We promised you some offense, and we are delivering here at the tackle box. 14-14 our score, 2:31 to play in the opening quarter. Good crowd, I tell you, for a surprise game, kind of a makeshift change in schedule. Pretty good crowd. I know the Goats had brought a busload of fans to support their team from Kansas City. It's only about a 3-hour drive, so they came in for this one tonight. And not a bad representation from the Springfield area as well on kind of a late notice schedule. So ready to receive is Daquan Dudley. Short throw, bounces, and again a flag will be thrown. So not enough arm there by the Lunkers. And again, Kansas City will get great field position here at midfield. Makes it very easy. Cato has his team set up. Smith in motion right side. He'll get the quick pass. He's going to try and do some damage after the catch. He gets it to around the 20-yard line. They'll call it the 21-yard line, gain of 4. Here's a pass into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Good defense there by the Lunkers. I believe that's Brock Carter defending on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 6 now for the Goats. Motion man left side. They're going to go middle of the field instead. Ball caught there. That's the tight end with the reception, Brian Cox. .15-yard gain there. Here's a pass in the end zone, overthrown and out of the arena it goes for an incomplete pass. They tried to throw it up in the air again for Smith. So second and goal here for the Goats. Trying to regain the lead here. Under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Motion man going vertical. They're going to fire it to him. Ball tipped again by the Lunkers. And I think once again, that is Brock Carter defending on the play. So Cato is 9 for 14 unofficially for 60 yards. Third and goal now. Motion man Smith straight ahead. Cuts outside, wide open in the end zone for an easy score there. Nobody watching. Boo Smith on the play from 7 yards out. An easy score. And the Goats take the lead. Third TD pass of the game for Cato. And they're going to go for one here. One-point conversion. Cato rolling to his right. He's going to throw it short. And getting in is the tight end. Scoring is Jamal Williams for the one-point conversion, making it 21-14 KC. There's a flag on the field, however. They talk it over at about the 5-yard line. We'll see what this is about. See what they say here. So they're going to assess that against the Goats. So extra point, no good. They'll go from one from the 15 now. So the extra point didn't count. Here's a pass in the end zone, broken up again. So the extra point, no good. 20-14 the score, Kansas City. And we head now to the second quarter. We'll take a break. This is Arena League football action on MeTV.
Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's stands tall in our unwavering commitment to honoring our heroes. We extend our gratitude beyond words by proudly offering a legendary salute discount to those who protect our freedoms. Our dedication to those who selflessly serve us runs deep within our DNA. It's not just a discount, it's a commitment to making a difference. Because every day is a chance for us to say thank you. Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Bring beauty and functionality to your home with Pella Windows and Doors. With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows, patio doors, and entry doors. We go beyond to design.
Who is number 8 for the Lunkers?
There's an 18, but I don't have an 8.
Who's throwing it? Throwing it. The throw off for the Lunkers. Who is that?
I don't know.
6 or 8?
Oh, I thought it was. Well, I don't. It could have been 6. My eyesight is bad. What's last week's roster?
Teams will change ends of the field here for the second quarter. 15 minutes on the clock. And the throw off once again for the Goats, Trujillo and Bertelsmeyer right below us here. Bertelsmeyer will have a chance to throw it downfield or to return. Again, coming in, he had 48 returns for 275 yards this season. He's returned a few of them in this game. The Goats have done a pretty good job on special teams. So they're trying to fix, I think, a wall right around midfield right now, doing some maintenance. This happens from time to time where somebody will move the wall some, and what happens is the turf gets caught up, and they don't want it to be standing up or sticking out from the wall. They want it underneath the wall, ideally. So I think they fixed it. And we are ready to go for the second quarter. 20-14 our score. Goats of Kansas City. I'll tell you a little bit about them as we go along. Trujillo will throw it downfield to Bertelsmeyer. Been a long break. Oh, they're still working on that wall over there, and I think he's fixed it. Now runs across the field. The officials, by the way, Byron Pearson's the white hat. Gary McElray and Luke Shawhan are the three on-field officials, and then they have some sky judges as well. Bertelsmeyer with the catch. He'll return it. Oh, gets through a couple defenders, a couple men to beat, cuts back, and is down at the 20. Upended on the play by Kayvon Smith. So the Lunkers get it at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. So they're going to try and take the lead here on this offensive possession. They trail by 6 here. Snap back. Bertelsmeyer throws it downfield. Man open. That is Rush, and a scoring strike from Bertelsmeyer to Rush. That is from 30 yards out. Matt Rush. So the Lunkers on the first play of the second quarter from 30 yards out. And they're going to go for one here. Smalls fires it into the end zone. It is caught for the one-point conversion, and the Lunkers take the lead 21-20 over the Kansas City Goats. How about that? One play, Bertelsmeyer to Matt Rush for the score. 1-point conversion is good, and the Lunkers now lead it by a point. How good is this? Now the Goats will send it the other way, or the Lunkers will send it to the Goats. And we'll see who gets to throw this one down. Lunkers special team unit here. So they are going to switch it up. They will have Kendrick Payne with the throw off this time. And he will throw it downfield to Dudley, waiting at his own goal line. Payne steps into it, throws it deep downfield, inside the 5, exactly where you'd want it. And Payne is tackled in the end zone, and that's going to be a safety, I believe. Nope. See where they mark it. Officials talk it over. They're going to mark it at about the inside the 1 yard line. Inside the 1 yard line of Kansas City. And that's where the Goats will take over here. Great coverage by the Lunkers on special teams. 21-20 our score. Cato in the backfield. Harden to his right. Smith in motion. Snap back. They go to Smith quick. And he is tackled right at the 1 yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Right to Boo Smith again. Got some movement before the snap. See who that's against. Officials huddled up. That's going to be against offense, half the distance to the goal. So they put it down at the 1. 2nd and 10 for the Goats. Harden to the right of the quarterback, Cato. Snap back. Cato being rushed in the end zone. Sidesteps a defender. Fires it downfield. It is incomplete, intended for Boo Smith. And that was Cato being harassed in the end zone, but the flag on the play now may have been after the play too. Let's see. Officials are talking it over. White hat, Byron Pearson will make. And it's going to be a safety. So he said he hit the wall, so that's going to be a safety for the Lunkers. He hit the back wall is what they said. The quarterback touched the back wall on the play, and that is a safety by definition. So it's now 23-20 Lunkers here in the second quarter. And again, we'll see a throw off by the Goats. We have 12:46 to play in the first half. Wow. 3-point lead for the Lunkers. I'm going to predict right now the game won't stay this score. So much football, so many plays before this one is over. That's a bold prediction. Bertelsmeyer inside his own 5. He will return the throw-off by the Goats. And again, Trujillo will throw it downfield. He's inside his end zone right now. He will step into this. Fires it downfield. Caught by Bertelsmeyer with his back foot on the goal line. And, boy, nice tackle there. Coming on, Brian Murray with the stop at about the 10. Got the leg of Bertelsmeyer for the stop. At the 9-yard line. Lunkers with a 3-point lead. 12:42 to play in the half. Good crowd here on kind of a surprise home game for the Lunkers. Marquis Smalls played at Rice, the quarterback for the Lunkers. Takes a snap, rolls to his left. Fires it downfield. Intended there for Scruggs, and we're going to have pass interference called against Trujillo. He held Scruggs on the play. I did want to mention the two sky judges, Mark Cunningham and Brian Whittick, are to our left here, helping the officials on the field. I also wanted to mention the Goats, their head coach Dorsey Golston III, the GM Brandon Henderson, owners, listen to this, Christian Okoye, former NFL running back, Kansas City Chief, George Gates from the Barbecue Gates out of Kansas City, and radio disc jockey Steven St. John. That's the ownership group of the Kansas City Goats. It's a star-studded group. Smalls rolls to his right, looking, fires it downfield. Bertelsmeyer gets it to midfield. He'll pick up 5 yards. So Smalls now, or the Lunkers passing attack right now, 5 for 7 for 82 yards unofficially. One of those passes, Bertelsmeyer threw a touchdown to Matt Rush. Rush in motion, left side. Smalls throws it, overthrows his intended receiver, Tobias Little, incomplete there. So it'll be a 3rd and 4 here. Ball right at midfield. Third and 4, big play. Rush in the backfield for the Lunkers. Now he's in motion forward to the left side. They're going to go downfield. Man open. Oh, it's incomplete. Thrown a little too short for Matt Rush. Incomplete, and a man wide open on the play. And it'll bring up a 4th and 3, and the Lunkers appear they're going to go for it here. They're going to go for it. 4th and 4, I should say. 4th and 4. Rush in the backfield. High snap. Looking downfield. Ball is intercepted by the Goats near the goal line. Still on his feet and finally knocked into the wall is Murray. So the first turnover of the game, an interception thrown by Smalls, and the Goats will take over. Pretty good field position at the Lunkers 20. We have 10-12 to play in the first half. First and 10, Cato. The give up the middle. This is Harden. Harden gets it across the 20, down to the 16-yard line. It's his 4th carry. Only 3 yards on the play. Here's a pass over to Booz Smith. He catches it. Gain of about a yard on the play. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3, motion man. Boy, he jumped a little bit early there, it looks like. Give us to Harden again. He spins away from a defender, tries to get back, and he is brought down deep in his own territory. So a loss on the play for Harden. Great defense by the Lunkers again, but a man down. Injured player, which would set up a timeout here with 9:07 to play. We've got an injured player on the floor. We'll take a timeout here. 23-20 Lunkers over the Goats. This is the Arena League on MeTV. in the first half. They have a different quarterback. They snap it back and pitch it to Cato. Cato throws it to Smith, and Smith will trot in on the fourth down double pitch from 17 yards out. So a 17-yard touchdown pass on a pitch and then a pass. And the Goats regain the lead here. And they'll go for one. They go for one here. Here's a pitch to Smith, and it's incomplete. So the Goats now regain the lead 26-23 in this first half. Back and forth we go in this one. The Lunkers will get it back as the Goats lead it by 3, 26-23. And for Smith, Smith is caught, let's see, 1, 2, 3 touchdown passes in the game. He had 16 touchdowns coming in, 19 touchdowns now for Boo Smith of the Goats. What a player this guy is. Bertelsmeyer back deep. And again for the Goats, Trujillo will throw it downfield. Trujillo to Bertelsmeyer, waiting at his own 5. They're going to throw it, and it bounces into the end zone away from Bertelsmeyer. So the Lunkers will take over at their own 5-yard line. Goes into the Goats' little locker room area, their bench they have in the end zone. So they get at their own 5. Lunkers go tight with Little and Rush as the running back. This is usually a running play here. Motion, Rush going to the left. The drop back. They're going to throw it deep. Downfield wide open is Rush, and he backs into the end zone from 45 yards. A touchdown from Smalls to his athletic running back, quarterback, wide receiver, Matt Rush. And the Lunkers will go for one here. So they regain the lead now. See what they do on the 1-point conversion. Pitch back to Smalls. Smalls going to throw it in the end zone, and it is caught there by the center. A double pass, and it is successful to the center, L. Ticer. So a heck of a looking play there to make it 30-26. Lunkers a double pitch and then the pass into the end zone. You can pass it twice as well, and the Lunkers were able to do that. Pitched it back, and then Ticer, the center, with great hands in the end zone all alone with the catch. And the Lunkers lead it now 30-26. It is almost hard to keep up with the stats and the scoring of this one. Back and forth we go. 56 points in this first half already between these two teams. And the Lunkers lead it 30-26. If you like offense, you'll love the Arena League. My goodness. Kendrick Payne with the throw-off for the Lunkers. After every score, at the beginning of each half, there's a throw-off. You throw it from your own end zone downfield. You got to get it at least inside the 10. He goes to the right, caught over there. Here's the return. Lunkers do a great job on special teams and drop the return man at their own 10, and that's where the Goats will take over. 1st and 10, but this is a high-powered offense. One of those games that has that feel, the last one to touch it will win the game. That's kind of how this one feels. Wow. (30-26) our score. Motion man for the Goats. They look deep, throwing deep, and the ball is intercepted by the Lunkers. That is Edward Sands with the interception, still on his feet, gets past one, and down inside the 10 by Sands. One-handed interception by Sands and a return all the way down inside the 10. So each team with a interception. Ball is marked at the 7 of the Goats. The Lunkers have a chance to add to their lead here in this first half. 1st and goal, Smalls. Tobias Little. Bertelsmeyer in motion. They're going to throw it up into the end zone, and it is bobbled and dropped by Bertelsmeyer. But again, Smalls being rushed on the play, did all he could do to keep that ball, or actually not being sacked. He did everything he could not to be sacked on the play. And he got a pass off, but Bertelsmeyer not able to jump high enough to corral that one. 2nd and goal for the Lunkers. Smalls, the motion man, pitch forward. This is Bertelsmeyer, and he is hit into the wall at about the 5-yard line. So Ronnie Bertelsmeyer, with his first carry of the game, picks up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and goal now for the Lunkers at the Goats 5. Couple of plays here to try and get it in. Play clock is rolling. They're going to have to burn a timeout here. And they will do that here. They do call a timeout. Saw the play clock winding down. So the Lunkers call time. 4:58 to play in this second quarter. 30-26 our score. Lunkers on top of the Goats. The Arena League, the commissioner, chairman and commissioners, Tim Brown, the former Heisman Trophy winner. Ronnie Davis is the deputy commissioner. Michael Kubin in charge of the officiating. We had told you about the Goats and their front office. Brandon Henderson, the GM. Christian Okoye, George Gates, and Stephen St. John, the ownership group. Of course, the Lunkers, GM Caleb Scott, and owner Mark Burgess from Ozark Charter Services. The other game tonight, there is one other game tonight, and it is the Woo playing at Duluth. The 3rd and 4th place teams in the league going head-to-head. So here we go. Big play here. 3rd and goal for the Lunkers after the timeout. Smalls in the backfield, Little and Scruggs to the right, Rush to the left. Snap back, Smalls rolling to his right, throws it up in the air. It is caught, then dropped in the end zone on the play by Kendrick Payne. So incomplete there. They tried to throw it up in the air for Payne and had the ball, had it for a second, then it was knocked out of his hands. And they're going to say pass interference. There was a flag in the end zone. So there was a flag on the play. Automatic first down for the Lunkers. That moves them forward a little bit. They'll have the football now at the Goats 1 yard line. Little in the backfield. Look for him to get the football. Former Louisville, Missouri State running back. And a whistle here. May have been a little too early crossing the line of scrimmage against the Lunkers. So that'll push them back now. Back to the 5 yard line. So first and goal at the 5. Rush in the backfield behind Smalls. They give it to Rush. Rush can throw. He does. Wide open in the end zone. And the ball is overthrown. Intended for Kendrick Payne. He was wide open in the corner of the end zone, and Rush's pass a little bit too high. Second and goal now for the Lunkers. Little and Scruggs to the right. Payne and Rush to the left. Here's a pass into the end zone, and it is caught. Caught by Scruggs from 6 yards out. So the Lunkers on the board again. Another TD for Smalls, and they're going to go for 2 here. Going to go for 2 here as the ball is put down at the 10 yard line. Oh, nice job, and ball deflected there. Great defense there. The pass is knocked down by the Goats, but it's now a 10-point lead for the Lunkers, 36-26, here with 3:01 to play in the first half. Now the Goats want some momentum going into the locker room here. With 3 minutes to play, they'd love to have some momentum. See what they do with the ball on this possession. Their last possession, they threw an interception. 36-26, 3:01 to play in the first half. And again for the Lunkers, Kendrick Payne with the throw-off. Deep for the Goats is Dudley. Daquan Dudley will return. Catches it right at the goal line. Dudley going right. He's still on his feet and hit into the wall at about the 15-yard line. So they have it there. Their high-powered offense comes out against the Lunkers D. 10-point lead for the home team here. 2:54 to play in the half. We will have a 2-minute warning coming up, so keep an eye on that. Cato hands it off to Harden. He is met right at the line of scrimmage and down there. His 6th carry, and no yardage for Harden. 6 carries, 0 yards. Motion man, left side. Cato, all kinds of time. He throws it to Harden. Harden with the catch. He'll get the first down and then is banged into the wall. Looks like a first down, very close to it. "96 yards unofficially for Rakeem Cato. He'll throw it again. He throws it short. Ball caught by the tight end, still on his feet, and then gang tackled at the 17-yard line, and we'll have the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, we'll take a break here. Lunkers 36, Goats 26. It's the Arena League on MeTV. Back at Wilson Logistics Arena, final 2 minutes of the first half. 10-point Lunkers lead, but the Goats on the move here, trying to get something before intermission. Here's a quick pass on the flat, enough for a first down, but not much more there. Gain of about 2. So it is a first down. Clock continues to roll. 1:30 to play in the half. Cato, motion man right side. Throw into the end zone. It is incomplete. A little overthrown that time, intended for Brian Cox. So to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Goats. 1:22 to play with 2 minutes inside the 2-minute warning. Clock will stop on incomplete passes. Both the first half and the second half pass into the end zone. Oh, is incomplete. Intended for Jamal Williams. Had it wide open in the end zone and he dropped it. So to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Goats. What has happened to Boo Smith? Where's he been? They may look for him here now. Here's a pass. Is incomplete. Again, intended for Harden. incomplete. Or was that intercepted? I think it was just incomplete, so the Lunkers will take over on the play. Take it. So an interception gives the ball to the Lunkers at their own 5. And I believe that was Edward Sands again, I believe, with the interception. Be his second one in the end zone against the wall. So the Lunkers take over here with 1:10 to play in the first half. They would love to tack on another one. Now, this is a Goats team that can score quickly. They've come back from a lot down. Smalls drops the football. It is picked up by the Goats at the 9-yard line. So Smalls with the fumble, and it's picked up by the Goats. Costly turnover there. Looked like Smalls got it back, but that's what the Boo Birds are out for here. They change offense, defense here. The officials are talking about it, and they're also communicating with the Sky judges as well to see what they saw, trying to figure it out. So you can see the official trying to listen to the Sky judge. Sky judges are Mark Cunningham, Brian Whittick to my left. Checking to see if they can see a replay of that. What they saw from up here looked like it was fumbled. They're going to say it is, in fact, Goats football. So it will be Goats ball with 1:03 to play in the first half. So after an interception one way, now a fumble the other. The Goats get it back. Cato has his team set. He's going to go short. It is caught inside the 10. Ryan Martinez. Cato fires it into the end zone, and it is caught by the tight end, Brian Cox. From 5 yards out, Cox with the catch. And we'll see what the Goats do here. They're going to go for one. Turnover was costly. Cato fires it into the end zone, and it is incomplete. And down goes a wall over there as well with 40 seconds to play. 5-yard pass. Cato to Cox. The 1-point conversion no good, makes it 36-32 Lunkers, and we'll see what the Lunkers can do here the final few seconds of this first half. They fix the wall over there. We'll have a throw off here. Now, there can be an onside conversion, but only in the second half when a team is trailing. So the onside conversion does not work in the first half, but we did see that a couple of weeks ago. They have one untimed down with only one play on the clock at its own 5-yard line, and it's a 4th and 20 scenario. So that's an onside conversion, but no option here in the first half. Bertelsmeyer is back deep. Again, 40 seconds to play in the first half. A wild one from Wilson Logistics Arena. They throw it, picked up by Bertelsmeyer, middle of the field. He'll get it to the 9-yard line, and he is down there. Lunkers get it at their own 9. Special teams have done a great job in this first half. Been no huge runbacks by either team. .36 seconds to play in the half. Lunkers ball. Matt Rush behind the quarterback Smalls. Bertelsmeyer in there. Give his to Rush. Rush rolling to his right. He can run. Takes off. Still on his feet. Down the sideline. Pushed into the wall. At about the 15-yard line, Matt Rush with a huge return. 26 yards. I say return. That was a run by Rush. 26 yards. First and 10, 27 seconds to play. Rush lines up on the left side of Smalls. Smalls looking into the end zone. He's going to throw it to Tyser, the setter who scores for the Lunkers from 15 yards out. Tyser with the touchdown reception. So the Lunkers do, in fact, get one. L. Tyser with the score. .41-yard drive and a 15-yard pass from Smalls to Tyser. And the Lunkers are going to go for one here. Tyser, the 300-pound lineman, they're going to go for 2. Ball's on the 10. Going to go for 2. Motion man right side. Pitch back. Throw into the end zone, and now Rush throws it behind his receiver, and it's incomplete. So the Lunkers lead it 42-32 here with 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Oh, my goodness. 74 points in the first half. Woo! What a game. What a game. It's the number 1 offensive team in the league, the Goats, against the number 1 defensive team in the league, the Lunkers. And right now, the Lunkers with the advantage, but this is a Goats team. Don't ever give up on them. They can score a lot of points in a hurry. Got 19 seconds left. Lunkers will have a throw off here. And once again, it'll be Kendrick Payne. Payne will throw it downfield. Steps into it. Dudley will pick it up at his 4-yard line. Dudley brings it back, still on his feet, and down at the 15. So down at his own 15 with 15 seconds to play in the half. 42-32 is your score. Goats with the ball. Watch out for number 1. He sets up on the right side, and we'll have a timeout. The Goats want to talk it over. So we will keep it right here. Boo Smith dominated the first quarter of this one, but he's been kind of quiet since then. Matter of fact, Boo already, see, scored the first touchdown of the game. That was from 2 yards out. Then he scored on a 7-yard reception. Then he scored on a 17-yard reception. So 3 scores for Boo Smith. But he's been quiet in this second quarter. 15 seconds to play. Smith in motion forward. Here's the snap. Back to Cato. They fire it to Smith. Smith with a big gainer there. 22-yard reception. First and 10 for the Goats. 9 seconds left, plenty of time. Motion man, left side. They're going to fire it up high, and it is incomplete, intended for Ryan Martinez. 30 passes already thrown by this quarterback, Cato. Incomplete there, 5 seconds left. Goats trying to push one across here before halftime. Cato with Smith walking to his left. They snap it to him. They're going to go short to Smith. Smith is going to pitch it back. They go with the Stanford. Now back to the quarterback and into the end zone. It is a score. They throw it into Cox, who is wide open in the end zone for the touchdown from 14 yards out. And they're going to see if this one does count. Was he across the line of scrimmage? They're going to have to work this one out. They say a preliminary indication was a touchdown, but was he across the line of scrimmage and then pitched it back and then threw it forward? And I think that's the question. They did the Stanford pitch, lateral, and to the quarterback. Lunkers say no. The Sky judges are talking it over. The Lunkers coaches ran up to visit with the officials. Now the White Hat's going to huddle up with the third official on the field. Now they all three huddle up and talk about this. Was he across the line of scrimmage? Was the running back across the line of scrimmage when he pitched it back to the quarterback? It is a score. It is a score for Kansas City. Wow. Cato to Cox. They're going to go for one here. Cato throws it in, and it's incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Brian Cox. And that'll take us to halftime with the Lunkers on top of the Goats, 42-38. That's your halftime score here at Wilson Logistics Arena. We will take a break and tell you about it during our halftime show. It's the Arena League here on Me TV.
be it rain or gusting wind or whatever Mother Nature throws you. When there's fish to be caught, nothing will stand in the way. Bass Pro Shops Guideware features Gore-Tex technology with the protection you need from the elements, so you can stay on the water and catch the big ones. The all-weather, all-performance Bass Pro Shops Guideware, because there are no rain checks out here.
Your swing is one of a kind.
Very creative. Pitch back. Here comes an easy score for the Lunkers. Bertelsmeyer gets in for backfield. They give it to Bertelsmeyer. Going left, and he'll get into the end zone. 2 yard.
Smalls takes the snaps. Back pedals. Caught in the end zone for the touchdown, Matt Rush. And just like that, Ozarks strikes first for 6.
Back. They have Matt Rush in the backfield. He's going to throw. Now he takes off and runs. Coming down the sideline, still on his feet. He's going to go all the way. Matt Rush scoring. Gets the long start here. Downfield. A wobbler picked up at the goal line by Bertelsmeyer. Cuts in, now outside. Down the floor. Down the field he goes, and he scores. 50-4 actually is what they say. Smalls again. Looking downfield. Spins, goes back the other way. He fires in midfield, and it's caught at the goal line. They go with 2 wideouts on each side of the ball. Motion man way over, and it bounces into the end zone, and it's going to be a safety. Or see what they say here. Goes over the head of the quarterback.
Things first, you got to keep him out of the end zone. Smalls takes the snap, surveys, rolls to his right, looks to his left, back across the field to Tyser, who's going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown.
Holmes. Throw downfield. Bertelsmeyer comes over to catch it at the goal line. He spots a hole. There he goes again. Bertelsmeyer. 50-yard return. He's done it again. His 4th.
They take back over. Under 3.5 to go, leading by 8. High snap. Smalls evades the tackle, throws across his body. Is caught by Shrugs.
Breaks the tackle,
and he'll waltz right into the end zone.
Now the Harbor Monsters called time. They tried to get the time, but the official did not grant it to him. Run. He takes it back. He has to pass. Throws it up into the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Lunkers. Down the field they come. This is Carter. Brock Carter into the end zone for the touchdown. Carter scores for Ozarks. 43-20 our score. The fake on the handoff. That was a pump fake there. Still on his feet. Wide open in the end zone is Matt Rush. 10-yard reception there for the TD. Smalls. He's got some pressure. Oh, nice block there. Pass into the end zone. It is caught and scored. Chris Scruggs jumping up in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown.
At about the 7-yard line. Snap, flip back. Fires to the end zone. And a diving catch. Looks like Chris Suggs. He hit the wall as he caught it, but an excellent.
On this extra point. Oh, snap over the head of the quarterback. And the ball still loose, picked up by the Lunkers. And they're going to score with the return, much like earlier in the game, the score by Brock Carter. And the Lunkers regain the lead 26-25. Team likes to do. Motion man going to the right, that's Rush. Smalls looking downfield. He's going to throw it in, and it's caught! Caught by Scruggs from 10 yards out. Smalls sends Rush in motion. He's going to go left side. Ball caught and into the end zone for Chris Scruggs. 9-yard
here. You got to imagine they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it's kind of in that no man's land area where they're not going to surrender the ball, but we don't even have to have that conversation.
Exactly. Smalls goes wide open to Kendrick Payne away, trying to preserve a 1-point lead. Smalls backpedaling, lobs it over to a wide open Payne for the touchdown. And the Lunkers cross the 40-point threshold tonight, retake a 7-point lead.
Now they're going to bend under center. Here's a pitch to Rush. Rush trying to get outside to the right, and he does. Dives into the end zone for the touchdown. Matt Rush scores. At midfield, the snap. Here's the ball back to Rush. Rush trying to elude the defense. He throws it downfield. Ball is caught inside the 10 and diving in for the touchdown. Touchdown for the Lunkers. Caught by Kendrick Payne from 25 yards out. Matt Rush with the throw to Payne, and Payne scores.
Smalls takes the snap, holds it, fires to the end zone.
Touchdown.
Caught by Kendrick Payne, and that's going to end the game here tonight, as the Lunkers are going to win it in double overtime on a walk-off touchdown from Smalls to Payne. But the final score, 52-46 here tonight at the Hippodrome.
Some highlights of the Lunkers season so far this year. What a game we have here tonight. It's going to be a lot of highlights from this one. 42-38, your halftime score. Lunkers over the Kansas City Goats. We'll take a break. This is the Arena League on Me TV.
sit down.
We are back. It is halftime at Wilson Logistics Arena, 42-38 your score. Lunkers on top of the Goats as you see Diskey the dog outperforming on the field here at halftime. We'll run down a few numbers here before we take our next time out here on this halftime show. Diskey almost got that one. For the Lunkers, their passing game looks pretty sharp. 8 for 15 between both Smalls and also Matt Rush for 148 yards. They have 6 touchdown passes in the first half alone between the two quarterbacks. 8 for 15 for 148 yards unofficially for the Ozarks Lunkers. Rushing-wise, Matt Rush, 1 carry, 26 yards. Tobias Little a carry, 3 yards. Bertelsmeyer a carry, 2 yards. And Smalls a carry and 7 yards. He has fumbled once, and he's thrown a interception as well. A couple turnovers for the Lunkers. For the Goats, their quarterback, Rakeem Cato, 19 of 30 for 146 yards unofficially. He has 6 touchdown passes as well. He has thrown 2 interceptions, and they've also had a safety where Cato was sacked in the end zone. He touched the wall, which is out of play. Ended up being a safety in the first half. So he's thrown 19 for 30, 146 yards, and 6 TDs. And Harden, 6 carries, no yards on the ground. So no rushing attack for the Goats whatsoever, but 146 yards through the air. Lunkers lead this one 42-38. The scoring is unbelievable in this one. And we'll take a look at the touchdowns. Lunkers got on the board first on a pass from Smalls to Scruggs. Kansas City came right back on a pass from Cato to Smith. The Goats scored again on a pass from Cato to Martinez from 3 yards. Then the Lunkers came back and tied it up on a 22-yard pass from Smalls to Payne. The Goats took the lead with a 7-yard pass from Cato to Smith. That was their second touchdown pass together. Lunkers then scored on a 30-yard pass from Bertelsmeyer to Matt Rush. And then the safety occurred where the Goats quarterback.
I started working at SRC in 2018. Very team-driven, and everybody has a place, everybody has a role. Being an employee owner is just more than just being an employee and just being a number. You actually have a voice, and you actually use that voice. The opportunity is the sky. I feel like anything you want to be, you can be. You just gotta have the gotta want attitude. My name is Shamari, and I'm an owner of SRC.
And again, taking a look at the scoring for these two teams. Smalls threw a 45-yard touchdown pass to Matt Rush, and the Lunkers took the lead there. They never relinquished it at that point, 30-26. It was Smalls to Scruggs from 6 yards out for the Lunkers. Kansas City scored. Cato to Cox from 5 yards out. It was a Lunkers, that was the Goats, Cato to Cox from 5 yards out. Then the Lunkers, 15-yard pass from Smalls to Tyser, the center. And then the final score of the half, a 9-yard pass from Cato to Cox on a double flip back, and then the pass from Cato to Cox from 9 yards out, and it's 42-38, your halftime score here at Wilson Logistics Arena. So we're going to take another break here. It is 42-38. Lunkers over the Goats, and this is Arena League football here on Me TV. And we welcome you back, both teams back on the field as we get set for the final two quarters of this one. Boy, if it's half as exciting as the first half, it's going to be a whale of a finish to this one. I'd mentioned early, could be the last team to touch the football to win this game. We'll see what happens here. 42-38. Doesn't get much better than that. Teams will get loose here for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get set for the third and fourth quarter of this one. Good crowd here tonight at Wilson Logistics Arena. They call it the Tackle Box, the nickname. Fans came in, kind of a surprise home game for the Lunkers, who their first game drew 3,400. They drew 2,700 in game number 2. This one a little bit lighter, but again, kind of a late add to the schedule. But I thought the fans came out in abundance tonight on kind of late notice. And, boy, they've been entertained by the football game tonight between these two powers, the first and second place teams in the Arena League. We had talked a little bit about the Goats and their management team. They have a bye next week, so they'll be off for the first time this season. The Lunkers have already had their bye. Lunkers, meanwhile, will host Duluth next Saturday, July 6th. So the Goats have the next week off. There is a game tonight, the Woo playing at Duluth. Be interested to see how that one goes. And don't forget, 2 new teams in the league next year, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Looking forward to that. I did want to tell you, there's something I wanted to mention during the first half. The Goats, how did they get their name? Well, it's named after a former Kansas City area city council member, Tom Pendergast. He pushed for the municipal arena through its construction. He was a politician in the Kansas City area in the 20s and 30s, and his entourage was called the Goats. So Kansas City Goats gets its name due to a former political member of the area, Tom Pendergast. And that's how they had a contest like a lot of the teams in the league to name the team, and that's where they came up with it. And again, what a ownership group they've got. Christian Okoye, former NFL great. George Gates, I wish I had a plate of his famous barbecue in front of me right now. And Stephen St. John, great radio personality from the Kansas City area. That's the ownership group. Brandon Henderson put this team together, and the head coach is Dorsey Golston. Dorsey, by the way, is a high school coach in the Kansas City area. He's from Kansas City, went to Wyoming University. He was born in Kansas City, was an all-area player in Kansas City, defensive back, then became an all-Mountain West performer at Wyoming, played some arena football with the Colorado Ice, had a tryout with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now he's an assistant coach at Lee Summit West High School under head coach Willie Horn. So a little background there. It'll be a throw-off here to start this second half. Hope you enjoy it here on the Arena League Network. For the Lunkers, Payne throws it downfield to Dudley. Dudley picks it up, returns it up the middle, gets a good return, cross midfield, still on his feet, and in for the score. Let's see what they say. Did he go all the way? The officials confer here. And it is a touchdown to start this second half on a return by the Goats. And just like that, they take the lead to start this second half. A 45-yard return by Dudley. And Kansas City back on the board just like that. Let's see what they do here. They're going to go for one. The football at the 5. A 1 point after attempt is from the 5-yard line. A 2 point after attempt is from the 10. They're going to go from 1. Cato, high snap, jumps up, looks into the end zone, fires a bullet. It is caught by Smith. Was he in? And they say yes, he was. So, just like that, the Goats on the board, and they lead it 45-42 here in the second half. Kansas City on top. Wow, that didn't take long. Now we'll have a throw-off for Kansas City, and Bertelsmeyer will try to do the same thing here to his counterparts. I was raving about the special teams play in the first half by both units, but it broke apart there for the Lunkers to start this second half, and the Goats take the lead 45-42. They haven't put it on the board correctly yet. And they're waiting for them to do that on the scoreboard. Bertelsmeyer will fire it downfield. Caught at the goal line. Bertelsmeyer up the middle. Cuts outside, still on his feet to the 20-yard line, and he is down at the 21. And that's where the Lunkers will take over in their first possession of this third quarter.
halftime was wrong. They took some points off because of some reason.
So somehow the halftime score was wrong is what they're telling us here. So this score on the board is correct. Pass by Smalls, incomplete on the right side. So the score is and should be Lunkers on top 42-39. So somehow the score at halftime was incorrect, 42-38. Here's the snap and the pitch back to Rush. Rush's pass nearly incomplete, or nearly intercepted, I should say. But incomplete is what it is. Trying to get this score corrected. So the halftime score was incorrect here. And this score apparently is now correct, 42-39. Lunkers with it, 3rd and 10. Smalls drops back. Being rushed, fires it. It is caught right at the down marker by Tyser. Nope, they're going to say incomplete. And it'll bring up a 4th down. Looked like he made a great shoe top catch, but incomplete. Not a great start for the Lunkers here in the 3rd quarter. 4th and 10. Big play here. Snap back to Smalls, rolls to his left, looking downfield. Still looking, fires it. It is caught. Caught on his knees. Nice reception there by Chris Scruggs. Wasn't enough for a 1st down. So 1st down for the Lunkers, 11-yard gain. Just enough to Scruggs. 1st and 10. Bertelsmeyer in the backfield now to the right of Smalls. Snap back to Smalls. He's being rushed again. Rolls to his right, and he is knocked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Good defense there by the Goats. Ben Thomas. Thomas, a Truman State all GLVC performer. He's from Blair Oaks High School. Gets Smalls behind the line of scrimmage. He's just missed a few times in this game. Here's Bertelsmeyer rolling to his left. He throws it downfield and again almost intercepted. He throws it into traffic. Incomplete. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Lunkers. Bertelsmeyer threw a touchdown in the first half. He's a left-handed thrower. He stays in the backfield. Rush now behind the quarterback. He's that athlete, the money man. Smalls goes to the right side. Ball caught inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line by Kendrick Payne. Over the shoulder catch by Payne for the 1st and goal situation. First and goal here for the Lunkers. Smalls, Bertelsmeyer, Rush. We're going to go in tight here. Watch out for the run here. Bertelsmeyer and Rush, more of wingbacks. Rush in motion to the left. They fake the handoff. Smalls rolls to his right, throws it low. It is caught by Bertelsmeyer. And that is a score from 3 yards out. Bertelsmeyer with the score for the Lunkers. So another TD pass by Smalls. We'll have a 2-point conversion here for the Lunkers.
At the end of the half in Springfield, the Kansas City Ghosts scored a touchdown after a double forward pass. The receiver was 6 yards past the line of scrimmage, and he lateraled the ball back to the passer for the 280. This is not a legal play, and that TD will come off the board, so the board is correct.
So the conversion is good by the Lunkers, and it makes it now 50-39. We'll take a break here. Lunkers on top of the Goats. It's the Arena League on MeTV.
All right, fans, let's bring you up to speed on our scoreboard. Once again, at the end of the first half, here in Springfield, the Kansas City Ghosts scored a touchdown after a double forward pass. The receiver was 6 yards past the line of scrimmage when he lateraled the ball to the passer of the touchdown. This is not a legal play, and that TD will come off the board, so the scoreboard is correct. I'll bring that scoreboard to you. Your Ozarks Lunkers 50, Kansas City 39. All right, then. Number 3, Kendrick Payne is ready for the throw-off for the Lunkers.
Are we still in break? Still in break.
I can turn it up and down easy. We're back at Wilson Logistics Arena in Springfield, Missouri. My name is Tom Ladd. We did get clarification on the scoring and why it was wrong at halftime, and just what I had indicated on the air as ball is thrown out of bounds by Kendrick Payne there on the throw-off into the stands. But what happened was that last play by the Goats at the end of the half was a play where the double pitch, the lateral back, was over the line of scrimmage, and they're not able to pass it forward after the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, pass it back, and then throw it forward. You can't do that. So they took that touchdown off the board. So the Lunkers had the lead at halftime. It was different than what we showed you on the board. Running play to start this drive for the Goats. They had it at midfield. Here's a pass on the left side. It is caught over there. And that is a gain of about 6. That is Williams with the catch. And Harden this time rambles forward and picks up a big first down. It'll be 1st and goal now for the Goats. Inside the 10-yard line, ball dropped, picked up by the quarterback, gets it to Harden. Harden cuts in and then is hammered on the play. Evans with the stick there for the Lunkers inside the 5. Here's a rollout and a pass to Smith. Smith scores from 3 yards out. That's his fifth touchdown of the game. So Smith with another score for the Goats. They'll go for one here. Pass to the tight end and caught by Cox, and he trots in for the score. So just like that, makes it, there's a flag on the play here, so we'll see if that is in fact good. Cato to Smith with the touchdown from 3 yards out. Officials talk over this situation here. That's against the Goats, and they'll redo the 1-point PAT here. Right now it's 50-45, but the Goats are going to go for one, but they'll push them back to the 15, and they'll have to go from there. So Cato sets his team. Martinez motion on the left side into the end zone. Cato fires it, and it's going to be caught by Brian Cox. So, Lunkers still lead 50-46. And they'll get the football back here in the third quarter with 6:08 to play. What a game. Unbelievable. Smith with the touchdown reception there. 1, 2, 3, 4 receptions for touchdowns for Smith. I said 5, it's actually 4. He had a great first quarter. Not a ton in the second quarter, but he's picking up here in the third quarter now. And again, coming into the game, he had 16 touchdowns. He now has 20. Bertelsmeyer is back. Kansas City will use Trujillo to throw it downfield with the throw off. Gets into it. Inside the 5, Bertelsmeyer right up the middle, cuts outside. Oh, and a nice leg tackle there made by the Goats, Brian Murray. Murray, a heck of a tackle there on special teams. And the Lunkers will have it here for the second time in the third quarter at their own 15. 1st and 10. Again, the Lunkers host Duluth next Saturday. Matt Rush behind the quarterback Smalls. Bertelsmeyer. It's a running situation here in tight. See what they do. And offsides against the Goats there. Running start by Anthony Sherrills, trying to anticipate the play. Played for the Lunkers last week, and now with the Goats, and he gets the penalty there, anticipating the snap count. Sherrills playing safety, linebacker position, right in the middle of the field. Now the Lunkers will spread it out. Rush, downfield. They're going to pitch it forward. Caught there, and out of bounds is Scruggs. Scruggs with the catch. 20-yard reception there for the Lunkers. Almost 200 yards passing for the Lunkers in this game. 1st and 10. They can get a first down inside the 1-yard line. Motion man right side. That's Rush. Quarterback falling down. Ball tipped up but caught on the deflection. caught by Payne, deflected by his teammate. Payne comes down with it at about the 5. Great anticipation there by Payne. Second and 3 for the Lunkers. Snap back to Smalls. The pitch forward and dropped on the pitch. Fumble there. I think that was Bertelsmeyer. Picks it up himself. It was. And it'll bring up 3rd and 4 now for the Lunkers. Smalls. High snap. Smalls throws it up in the air, and it's caught. Jump ball in the end zone. Caught by Scruggs, the 6'3" former wide receiver at Southern Miss with the touchdown from 5 yards out. And, 5-yard touchdown pass. One-pointer here by the Lunkers. High snap. They give it back to Rush. Rush jumps over a defender. He throws it into the end zone, and it's caught. Bullet is caught into the end zone for the conversion. And flags. Unsportsmanlike conduct over there. (57-46) the score. Lunkers on top. As they iron out this unsportsmanlike conduct play. So looking at the numbers, and again, unofficial numbers, the Lunkers passing 14 of 25, 206 yards. 206 yards. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touchdown passes in the game due to the Lunkers, and they lead at 57-46. We have, after the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct to call. 3:20 to play in this third quarter. So the Lunkers with a throw off here. Kendrick Payne, who threw it into the stands his last time. Arm getting sore after this one, all the touchdowns we've had. Last time Dudley touched it, he scampered all the way back for the score. Payne gets his arm into it, throws it deep into the end zone. Dudley will try to bring it back, trying to get outside, and he is pinned up against the wall at about the 9-yard line. That's where the Goats will take over. 1st and 10 there. 57-46 our score. 3:14 to play in this third quarter. Lunkers on top of the Goats. Goats with the ball. And they'll move them back to the 4-yard line. So they assess the penalty. Back to the 4 is where the Goats will take over. Cato takes the snap. He's going to give it to Harden. Trying to get some breathing room, and he does. He gets it out across the 10 to about the 13. 9 carries for Harden now. 18 yards, hard-earned yards on the ground for Harden. James Harden. Snap back, Cato drops back, looking, middle of the field. It is caught by Martinez. Martinez is down at about the 3-yard line. So big gainer there. "35-yard reception." And it'll be a 1st and goal. Harden in the backfield with Cato. The snap back to Cato, rolls to his right, looking, throws it short, incomplete. Tries a little flip pass in the end zone to Boo Smith off his fingertips. Brings up 2nd and goal now for the Goats. Here's Harden jumping, diving forward, and he is able to get it across from 2 yards out. So Harden scores. Lunkers weren't quite ready yet, and Harden able to score the touchdown. That was a 46-yard drive and a 2-yard run by Harden. They're going to go for one here. Cato fires it and overthrows Harden. So they go for one, and it's no good. Makes the score 57-52. Lunkers on top. And the Lunkers will get the ball back here with 1:10 to play in this 3rd quarter. 109 points scored so far. Now, if you'll remember, I mentioned some of the scores the Goats played earlier this year. They beat Iowa 91-56 earlier this year. So that's 147 points. We've got a ways to go to reach that. See if the challenge is accepted. Bertelsmeyer is ready inside his own 5. And a throw-off will be made by Trujillo. Trujillo runs up his throw, middle of the field. Bertelsmeyer 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. He's got a big hole, cuts outside, gets it past midfield, and he's down there at the 23 of Kansas City. So good return by Bertelsmeyer that time, and the Lunkers take over, leading this one by 5. Lunkers get the play. Coaches can be on the field 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So Cam Bruffett is there, along with the defensive coordinator of the Goats. Motion man going left. Here's a pass, middle of the field. It is intercepted by the Goats. Here they come back, cutting inside and finally down on the play. The Goats with the interception. That is Trujillo with the pick. Second interception thrown by Smalls in the game. Gives it to the Goats. They get it at the Lunkers, let's see, 19-yard line. 1st and 10. So a chance to take the lead here late in the 3rd quarter. Here's Harden up the middle. Tries to get outside. Leg tackled right at the 20-yard line, so it looks like a loss of 1 for Hardin. 2nd and 11. We'll have a break coming up here at the end of the quarter. Motion man, Hardin again. Tries to get off tackle right side. Across the 10, down to the 8. And there'll be a gain of 10 for Hardin there. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. See if they put any time on the clock. End of the third quarter. Lunkers lead it 57-52, but the Goats are moving. And we will take a break here. It's the Arena League on MeTV. Well, we switch into the field, and the Goats are about to push it across for a go-ahead score. They've got the football at the Lunkers' 6-yard line. Cato with Hardin to his left, motion man. That is Martinez. Hardin going right, trying to get outside. He cuts and is banged into the wall at about the 3-yard line. So he'll pick up 3 there. 13th carry for Hardin. 32 yards unofficially. Flag on the play. So it'll go against the Goats. So flag on the play. And that pushes them all the way back to the 15. First and goal for the Goats. Cato in the backfield by himself. Pitch back. He gets the ball from his tight end. Rolls to the right. Fires it. Tight end catches it. And is down there. That is Jamal Williams with the catch. He gets it across the 10. Down to the 9-yard line. Gain of about 6. Second and goal here for the Goats. Cato takes the snap, rolls to his right, left, throws it into the end zone, and the ball is in and out of the hands of Martinez. May have been tipped at the last second. Incomplete. Brings up third and goal now. Football at the 8 of the Lunkers. Well, that was a pretty good pass there. Cato rolls to his right, throws it short to his tight end inside the 5, down to the 3. So down at the 3-yard line. 4th and goal at the 3 for the Goats. Big play here. Snap back to Cato. Cato fires it into the end zone, and it is caught by the tight end. 3-yard touchdown pass there. And the Goats have the lead. 58-57. And they're going to go for one here. Cato rolls to his right, drops back, throws it behind him. This is Boo Smith. Boo's going to throw it up and in for the double pass. Completes it for the PAT, and it's a 2-point lead now for Kansas City, 59-57. KC on top. Cato to Williams with the touchdown strike and the point after attempt. A 2-point lead for Kansas City here, 59-57. I told you they can score and score very quickly. Now the Lunkers get it back with 12:38 to play in the game. Trailing by 2. Bertelsmeyer back deep. Trujillo will throw it for the Goats. Lots of time left in this one. Trujillo going to have to ice his arm after this one. He throws it short. Bounces into the end zone, picked up by Bertelsmeyer, gets it out of the end zone to about the 5, and he's down there. So good throw that time by Trujillo. And the Lunkers will take over at their own 5-yard line. 45 yards to go for the Lunkers, who trail by 2. Marquis Smalls, the quarterback for the Lunkers. Inside his goal line, high snap. He goes up to get it, looks downfield, fires it. It is incomplete. Intended for Scruggs. Second and 10 for the Lunkers. Just a little too tall for Scruggs that time. Coach calls the play. Again, the coaches are on the field, so they can be 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. Usually behind, but depending on where they're at on the field. Pass to Matt Rush right at the down marker. He makes the catch and is banged into the wall by Trujillo. .217 yards passing now for the Lunkers unofficially in this one. They trail by 2. Smalls being rushed, trying to get away, and he is going to be down. Big rush that time coming in by Kayvon Smith, 5'11", 178-pound defensive back on the blitz. So Smalls goes down. Second down here. Snap to Smalls. He's got room now. Fires it downfield. It is caught again. Caught by Matt Rush. Gain of 15 for Matt Rush. Big play, Matt. First down there. Football at the 20 of the Goats. Approaching 10 minutes to play in this one. Pitch back to his teammate, trying to get rid of it. And the pass is incomplete, intended for Tyser. That was Kendrick Payne with the pass as he was being held on to in the backfield, nearly sacked. But he was able to get the pass off. 2nd and 10 now for the Lunkers. Goats are bringing somebody just about every play, and it's somebody different every play. Running for his life. Ball's thrown up in the end zone, and it is caught. Caught in the end zone by Payne. From 20 yards, Payne with the reception. But quarterback Smalls is down. Smalls down, being attended to right now. They're looking him over. We may have a timeout here. Injury timeout. No, they're going to keep it right here, and we'll go for the extra point. Smalls trots off the field, and they'll have to have a new quarterback come in for this 2-point conversion. Timeout after this extra point. 2-point conversion for the Lunkers. Quarterback Bertelsmeyer at quarterback right now. He takes the snap back to Rush. Rush running away from everybody. Turns back the other way. He's going to fire it into the end zone. Tyser's there, and it is incomplete, the 2-point conversion. So the Lunkers regain the lead now, 63-59, but we've got 8:32 to play in this contest. And we'll see if Smalls is able to come back after that injury. 8:32 to play. The Goats, is anybody going to be able to stop anybody else in this game? Or will a turnover decide this contest? We've had a few of those in this game, interceptions, fumbles. Rush is going to be in the end zone. He'll have to throw off for the Lunkers. Dudley is inside his own 5 for Matt Rush. There's the whistle. Rush will run up and get one off. Fires it downfield and gets it into the end zone and bounces out. So good throw by Matt Rush. Bounces out of the end zone. So the Goats will take over at their own 5-yard line. Official's going to talk this one over here. Should be the 5, I believe. It bounced out of the end zone. And they're talking about this. Yep, 5-yard line. So we were right. 1st and 10 here for the Goats. Kansas City trailing by 4. Here's the give to Harden up the middle, and he is going to be stopped there defensively. That was Craig Travis with the hit. Gain of 1 on the carry that time. Harden with 30 yards on 13 carries. Smith in motion forward. They look for him. Cato looking downfield. Rolls to his right. He'll throw it short. This is his up man, the tight end, who will be down at the 10. So a gain of about 5 on that reception. 40th pass thrown by Cato. Third and 5. Snap back to Cato, looking short, rolls to his right, looks downfield, fires it. It is caught, enough for a first down. Gain of 13. .228 yards passing unofficially now for the Goats. 7 minutes to play in the contest. 4-point Lunkers lead, 63-59. Who's going to have the football last? Cato, motion man Martinez to the right. Going vertical. Pitch pass to Harden. Harden going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Bertelsmeyer. No gain on that reception. Second and 10 now for the Goats. Harden to the left. He gets the handoff, tries to get outside to the right. And again, he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And Bertelsmeyer with the stop again. 14 carries for Harden, 31 yards. 3rd and 10 here for the Goats. Big play here. Boo Smith wide right, motion man Martinez to the middle. They're going to go to Smith outside. He's going to dive forward. I don't think he got the first down, but dove forward, lost the ball. So he gets it to about the 15. And man down for the Lunkers over there at the 15. Gain of 8 on that reception. So it'll be immediate. We're going to take a break here. Again, it's 63-59. The Lunkers. This is the Arena League on MeTV. All right, 5:41 to play in this one. A 4th and 1 for the Goats. Cato with Harden. Look for Harden to get this one. They give it to Harden up the middle, sidesteps, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. I think the Lunkers held. They think they held. Harden is stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and the Lunkers will take over here. Big defensive stop there by the Lunkers, the top defensive unit in the league. And they'll get the football at their own 18-yard line. They lead it 63-59. Who's at quarterback? Well, Smalls is back in there. Despite the injury, he's still in the game. Takes a snap, throws it short. Cutting in and diving forward on the play is Bertelsmeyer. Gain of, let's see, maybe 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 for the Lunkers. Smalls takes a snap, throws it left side. It is caught over there. And off the wall, Scruggs is out of play, and that'll be a first down. First and 10 for the Lunkers, 4.5 minutes to play. They lead it by 4, 63-59. Huge possession here. Pitch back to Rush. Rush, lots of speed. Tries to get outside, throws it up to Smalls. Smalls down the field, caught by Bertelsmeyer for the touchdown. Caught by Bertelsmeyer for the touchdown from 20 yards out. Yard pass. Smalls to Bertelsmeyer. And the Lunkers will go for 2 here. Back to a 10-point lead. Throws it up in the air. Ball is intercepted by the Goats and downed on the play. Intercepted in the end zone by Murray. But the Lunkers lead it 69-59 with 3:06 to play in the contest. What a play by the Lunkers moments ago. On the play from Rush and the toss over the top back to Smalls. Smalls hits his teammate Bertelsmeyer on a fly pattern down the field for the touchdown. Rush with the throw off here. Waiting for it right at the goal line is Dudley. Daquan Dudley, Carson Newman College, scored earlier in the game. Rush going to toss it. Caught at the 1-yard line by Dudley, trying to get outside to the right. Still on his feet, cuts back the other way, and he will be tackled at about the 9-yard line. So better coverage there for the Lunkers, and the Goats take over with 2:56 to play. We will have a 2-minute warning coming up. So there'll be another stoppage in play as the clock rolls here. Cato trying to get his team set. Motion man, Boo Smith. They fire it the other way to Martinez instead. He'll pick up 4 yards. .240 yards is what I've got the Goats passing in the game. Cato rolls to his right, looking downfield, now goes left, now goes right, throws short. Ball is caught by Smith, and Smith is going to be tackled at about midfield, 24-yard line. Holding is a call, flag on the play. So holding against the Goats will negate that first down catch by Boo Smith. And they'll march it off against the Goats here. They will put it down at the 6-yard line. 2nd and 16 here, 2:14 to play. Cato spreads them out. Lone setback in the backfield. Fires it left. It is caught at the 15. Caught at the 15 by Brian Cox. And that'll bring up the 2-minute warning. So we'll take a break. Lunkers lead it by 10, 69-59. It's the Arena League on MeTV. 2 minutes left in this one. The Lunkers on top of the Goats, 69-59. 3rd and 4 here. Motion man, right side, and a flag on the play. Looks like somebody jumped off a little early that time for the Goats. That was Dudley getting across the line of scrimmage a little bit early. Third and 9. Pitch back. Cato fires to Smith. Goes back the other way. This is Williams. Williams caught up at the 15, and he'll be dropped there. So double lateral that time. We'll bring up a 4th down with 1:40 to play in the contest, and Lunkers up 10. 10 seconds on the play clock. And another whistle. And again, Martinez is over a little bit too early. Flag against the Goats. Push them back. 4th and 9 again. 1:23 to play in regulation. Not been the best drive for the Goats with these penalties. Part of it is crowd being a little loud here at Wilson Logistics Arena. Pitch back to Cato. He can run here. Fires it downfield to Smith at midfield. And he is knocked out there. So gain of 15 on that reception. First and 10 for the Goats. 1:14 to play. Cato looking downfield. Rolls to his right. He's going to take off, and he will step out. So he can run there. Now the flag is thrown. So was he able to advance the ball? I think the snap was back to Williams, and Cato should have been able to run because he was not the quarterback in that set, so he should have been able to run. Flag thrown here. At least that's what I saw. Snapped it back to the short man Williams, who pitched it back to Cato, so he was able to run from there. The initial quarterback's not able to run. No flag, so that is a first down. I've called it right most of the time tonight on those plays. Again, they were snapping it back to the up man, which is the tight end, Jamal Williams, number 88. And then he pitches it back to Cato. That means Cato can run. There it is again. Same thing. Oh, almost a sack that time by Tyser. Cato's going to fire it into the end zone. It is incomplete. Stops the clock with 53 seconds to play. They go to the NBA rules, or the NFL rules, NFL rules when it's the 2-minute warning, so they do stop the clock on incomplete passes. Otherwise, it's a rolling clock. Tyser is in to rush the quarterback. They throw it in again, and this one is incomplete. Off of Martinez, who dove for the ball. Incomplete, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. You see the defensive coordinator for the Lunkers jumping across the end zone to say something to one of his defensive players. Big play here. Cato being rushed, nearly tackled. He will step out at about the 5, hits the wall there. So he's carried it twice in his 4th quarter. 39 seconds to play. Short pass, caught at the 1-yard line, down there. At the 1. Should be a first down. Timeout on the play as well. The officials, again, will talk it over with the spot of the ball here. A 10-point Lunkers lead, 37 seconds to play. Remember the odd rule on the onside conversion. A trailing team in the second half. So if the Goats score here, they will have the option then to have one untimed down with the play clock running at its own 5-yard line. It's a 4th and 20 scenario. So if they push it across here, they can get an onside conversion. Just remember that. This game is far from over, even though it's a 10-point lead for the Lunkers. The Goats still have a chance down by less than a touchdown with that fourth down onside conversion. So here we go. Goats ball. Cato takes the snap, rolls to his left. He throws it into the end zone. It's intercepted! Intercepted on the play by the Lunkers. On the pitch by Cato. Carter with the interception. Brock Carter with the interception. So Carter with a huge interception there. Smith thought he was held on in the end zone, trying to plead his case to the officials. They say no go, and the Lunkers will have it at their own 5 with 30 seconds to play. So they can run this one out up 10. They're in tight. Bertelsmeyer. It's victory formation here. Instead, takes a knee, does the quarterback, and the clock will run here. 22nd left in this one. 69-59. Clock continues to roll here. And they're just going to let it run out. And the Lunkers will win this one and improve to 3-1 on the season. The Goats will fall to 4-1. 69-59 is the final score. The top 2 teams in the league play, and Springfield, the Ozarks Lunkers, knock off the Kansas City Goats in a high-scoring, very entertaining matchup here at Wilson Logistics Arena. 69-59 is your final score. The quarterbacks for both teams just outstanding in this one. Rakeem Cato, unbelievable for the Goats. And Smalls for the Lunkers. Marquis Smalls, unbelievable. Players shaking hands, congratulating one another. Your final again at the tackle box. The Ozarks Lunkers win it 69-59. That'll do it for tonight. Lunkers take on Duluth next Saturday at home, while the Goats have the week off. Till next Saturday, this is Tom Ladd wishing you a pleasant good evening from Wilson Logistics Arena on Me TV.